My name's Jess Kitchen and I'm the author of 5 books, including this new one, The Secrets of Strangers. And these are my answers for Beyond the Plots podcast.
What's one piece of advice you wish every aspiring author would take seriously?
One piece of advice I think that all writers, myself included, should take is to finish the first draft before you do anything. I am a real terror of getting to about 50,000 words through a book and then going, I'll just go back to the start and tweak and edit it and it'll be fine. It's not. As soon as I do that, I know that means that project I'm going to have to leave for a little while. So it's true what they say. You can't edit a blank page, but you can edit one with words on. So get your first draft down. It'll be messy. There'll be parts that make you cringe because it's so terrible. But the main thing is it's been written.
What's the weirdest or most unexpected thing you've ever Googled for a story?
The weirdest thing I've ever Googled for a story, again, comes from the life experiment, actually. And it was a line that got cut from the book. But it was basically, I Googled, what is the life expectancy of a naked mole rat? I was trying to think of the most random, slightly odd animal I could think of. And that's what I came up with, just so I could compare it with the life expectancy of some of my characters in the novel. So that was definitely an odd day for a Google search, but it did make me smile.
What's a moment in your career when advice from another writer changed your path?
The writer who has always given me the absolute best advice is Jo Dixon. If you don't know Jo, you definitely should check her out. She is an Australian writer that writes novels set in Tasmania, kind of like domestic suspense and thriller, and they're just brilliant. But I've written at her house a few times now and done some writing kind of alongside her, and just watching her work is amazing because she's so measured and considered with every word she puts on the page. It's so well thought out, and I feel like a little bit of a whirlwind of chaos beside her. But one of the best things Jo ever told me was to, after a great day of writing, with a friend or without, is to sit down and relax and unwind. And I think it's really important to do that because when you're writing, I find I get really intensely into the world of the characters and I can be quite kind of shaky with it and all intense, but having that moment where you sit and giggle over a glass of wine watching Below Deck, it was brilliant. So Jo is amazing for many reasons, but I feel like she's just helped me as a writer so many times in my career.
What's a scene or idea you've never shared publicly but always wanted to?
One thing I've always wanted to share but never have actually comes from the life experiment. Now, in the first draft of the book, it actually had an extra chapter at the end that was kind of a retrospective look at the lives of the participants in the experiment. I really liked it and my publisher Anthea really liked it, but she had the genius idea to end on the chapter that was before it, which is from the perspective of kind of a side character called Syra. And as soon as she said that, I was like, genius, why did I ever think to put this extra one in? And it's really funny because in the reviews, everybody has said the last chapter got me. And that just shows what a wonderful publisher Anthea is, because she said, leave it at that. But I do think there's something special about that extra chapter and I might share it one day.
What's the moment you realised your writing had connected with someone in a way you didn't expect?
But I've actually had a fair few moments like this. I always try to write my stories with a bit of emotion and a bit of something I care about behind them. I feel like if I'm going to be spending like 80 to 90,000 words with these characters, I want to care about them and what they're going through. So I've written about the trauma legacy of bullying. I've written about body image struggles. I've written about being a survivor of sexual assault. And in The Secrets of Strangers, kind of touches upon infertility and those worries, am I going to have children? Will it ever happen for me? So I think because I put a lot of those things into it, I get people connecting with that, which is so wonderful. So I think all those moments have just been really special. I've received some really unexpected out of the blue DMs. I've been at events where people have stopped and shared wonderful personal stories with me. So there's not one particular moment that stands out. I can think of, at least a dozen, but they've all been so beautiful and made all the risks and scariness of putting quite personal things in books. Putting it out there to the world, they've made it all worthwhile because it's just a little special moment of connection where you think, okay, I did this thing and it was scary, but it connected with someone out there and that's all that matters.